Hello everyone. Give me a second. We're gonna test if the game audio works. I spent too long setting up this. Hello Toxic, hello Yoshia. Good night. The game doesn't have a lot of sound right now, but let me know if there's something once the screen lights up. How's everyone doing? We are going to be playing a little bit of oftheDevil. This is a visual novel. It's an indie game. Ignore that it says episode 1. We're doing episode 0 today. Now it should have sound. Let me know if you can hear it. I'm gonna give a little review of the game in the meantime. Buenas tardes. A couple caveats also. This is a visual novel, but it has no default voice acting, so I will be reading out loud. The episode 0 is free up on Steam. I don't think I will be able to play the entirety of it right now because I started literally at my bedtime. It's on screen kind of crunchy. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to restart my mic. It's gonna sound a little ugly. Give me a second. Less crunchy, or is it still crunchy? I'm gonna keep explaining while you guys give me some feedback. Brain. Okay, I want to bring in some friends to do guest voices at some point. Probably not tonight. I'm planning to stop at the point in where we meet our defendant, which will be my friend coming in to speak, which this is an attorney kind of game, but it has a little bit of cyberpunk, it has a little bit of Danganronpa, toxic yuri, you know, it's visually stunning. I already played episode 0 off stream, so I will be playing knowing what happens on episode 0, but I have no idea episode 1 or 2, and episode 2 released literally today. I was given the key for episode 1 and 2 as a streamer, so we will be going through those these upcoming days. But if you end up really wanting to play the rest of the game, feel free. And I think those are all of the caveats that I have right now. But yes, Yuri, is my microphone okay? Is the sound okay? Can you guys hear the music? If everything's okay, I'll start. I'm gonna drink a little bit of water. Toxic Yuri, which is better, even. But yeah, also, my voice is really weird in general right now. Like, it feels weird. So I will have a harder time than usual trying to do voices. So just bear with me. I'm assuming if nobody's saying anything about the sound anymore, is that it's okay. Let's just go. Okay. New case, episode 0. I love the ambience in the game. I love the kind of like 3D background neon thing that it's got going on, but with like the 2D sprites. In this game, a girl dated a girl. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. You will see. Rain sizzles off neon above me. Summer shower creates a noted uptick in the flickering of holograms down the street. Hello, Manuel. A slight blunting of the night's ends. Emphasis on slight. Lights, carousel, constant noise. The city's got insomnia, with the uneven heart rate to prove it. There's no escaping the second-hand nervous energy of it all, but I'm plenty acclimated. Just a wave of worries cresting on the surface, while I hold my breath deep below. Besides, a microdose of nightlife anxiety sets my mood just fine. Cause if I'm not careful, this client of mine's gonna die in jail. That's our protagonist. Big heart. I adore her. hard to get away with murder these days. People are still presumed innocent, at least on paper. But by the time they're in cuffs, there's hardly any shadows of doubt left. Because this whole world's lit up, mapped out, never unknown and always online. Whether it's incandescent or neon or hollow, whether it's LCD, LED, or just the nearest phone screen, there's light shining in every last pixel of the map. And someone's always watching. Solitude is a rarity. Anonymity is scarce. And criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. So you take whatever clients you can get. We don't buck a public defender work no matter the hour. And should you find yourself in one of the last dark, quiet corners left in the whole world, well, smoke, and if you got him, not that there's much else I can do until my phone. Counselor, your public defender contract has been approved. You're expected at the 254th precinct. Present your ID at the door to enter. Arrive at least 15 minutes early. I'll try. Looks like the paperwork came through. It's nearly like 3:15 now. 90 minutes since I took the job. Probably makes it about 2 hours since I finally got smart enough to ask for a lawyer. If they're really smart, I have used the time to get some rest. Because now that I'm here, things are going to get busy. oftheDevil episode 0. And he shall appear. No, I do want the tutorials. Just to show how they look. They look cool. I want to show the tutorials. The vibes. Precinct 254. It's a goddamn ghost town. With nothing but a hologram for a welcoming party. Where is it? How was it? Phone. There we go. It's clicked. Ooh, I got a little charm. There's gonna be a lot of terms going on. So, hologram. Noun, a 3D image formed by light. Enabled by specialized projectors or mediums like conductive resin, holograms are graphic displays that appear three-dimensional to the human eye when viewed from any part of a face. Range of at least 180 degrees, an effect known as the Waterson illusion phenomenon. Originally patented in late 1059, Waterson's phenomenon was initially used exclusively in the adult entertainment industry. Holograms did not become widely adopted as an advertising tool until the much maligned holiday season of 2061. I'm gonna struggle so much with all of the numbers. After which laws restricting the presence of holograms in public spaces were passed with so bad I'm reading it out loud, guys. Uncharacteristically universal support. We're sorry to see that you've installed a subroutine on this device to disable and highlight or recommended premium external links. We understand your drive for personalization, but unauthorized tech impacts our ability to serve you the best, most relevant information possible. Consider disabling your subroutine so we can serve you a more tailored browsing experience. I'm here about a homicide. High clearance rates be damned. You'd think they'd treat it with a little more gravitas. But whatever. If I'm that unimportant, I've got no right to complain if I take my sweet time getting checked in. And I should take my time. Information's like cash in my line of work. You gotta spend it to make it. And if you're flat broke, no one will give a shit what you have to say. So let's see if I can poke around and shake some change loose. And this is the part where I have to go and click everything, basically. Ground for points of interest you can check to investigate the area, and you'll earn credit for investigating anything and everything you can. Credit is both a measure of your information gathering skills and your own credibility, so don't go broke. Minions cracked in the corner. It's bad, but my phone's made of the same stuff and rolling dice every time it falls off of the sofa. Conductive resin, an industrial polymer capable of programmed electrical conduction. Though it outwardly resembles plastic or glass, conductive resin is actually an electromagnetic polymer used in a wide variety of stationary or portable devices, where its unique properties allow it to act as both a display and a processor, enabling ultra-thin or even transparent electronics. There are upwards of 100 of different patented varieties of conductive resin, each intended for different use cases, industries, and environments, but they are all fairly lightweight and fragile except for the small handful formulated for military and security applications. Because of its widespread use in high-turnover products such as datapads and smartphones, producers of conductive resin are frequently accused of engineer obsolescence by consumer rights groups, though these claims have never been proven before a court. Screen cracked? Schedule a fix here! Hi, Phil! I'm struggling so much reading everything out loud. Do you ever notice you don't know how to say words until you read them and you're like, wait, that's wrong, wait. That's gonna be me the entirety of the playthrough. Bear with me. You haven't missed much. We are attorneys. We have a homicide in our ranks, and we just got here. We're investigating. Absolutely, we are bilinguals. I just realized my chat is not working. So give me 1 second to fix it. I thought I fixed that earlier. You're gonna see a little bit of the back doors for a second here. Okay, I'm glad I noticed. There we go. It's bad, but my phone's made of the same stuff, and I'm rolling the dice every time it falls over the sofa. Could probably know the warranty on one of these things with a loud sneeze. At least it's not broken entirely. Even if at this hour it's still dutifully scrolling through its notifications. Looks like the usual 1-1 ratio of public health alerts and inoffensive bulk cultural trivia you always get served at state buildings. There's a few missing persons too. 1 year silver plan coverage, courtesy of Caduceus as a reward for any silver's no joke. Families be getting desperate. High traffic hallways, utilitarian furnishing, multiple screening stations. Pragmatic brutalism, so textbook it could teach freshman level architecture. I can almost hear the building drone on and out on concrete and iron and hard right angles. The civil planning equivalents of vital scars. For a fight once so long ago that they're starting to look ridiculous. Sure, it was all very imposing back when it was built. But walking in here now with crime rates where they are feels like a auspicious word for heavy-handedness. A datapad? I'll buy it. Datapads! A mid-sized portable electronic device for use inside local networks. The lightweight portable electronic devices known as datapads have no significant internal storage capabilities and can only display what is streamed to them from local networks. Originally marketed as a replacement for ecologically wasteful newspapers, magazines, and flyers, datapads quickly became infamous for the difficulty and expense involved in recycling them once their limited lifetime components expired. It wasn't until they were rebranded as ideal for privacy and security that datapads found success in the private and public sectors, where their ability to display location-locked content helped corporations minimize data leaks and gave their advertisements targeted geographic relevance. Today, datapads are a mainstay of high-traffic public spaces and virtual physical hybrid workplaces, despite remaining unpopular with most environmentalists and bibliophiles. There's so many big words. So many big words, guys. Even were there more advertisement than article, it could still be informative. A flowery, roundabout corporate propaganda sort of way. And here is where they're going to test if I can read. The funny thing is that I don't remember the first time that I read this, so I have to read it again and choose again, and I could be wrong about it. So we're gonna test my reading comprehension, guys. I'll have to choose a proper takeaway after reading them, and I'll get credit. Subway fixes asked city to refocus on canopy. Declaring the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded, city engineers announced this week that all plans to drain and repair the system were being suspended indefinitely. Salt water damage to sensitive electronic cabling and erosion of key tunnel fixtures were cited as reasons for why 89% of the subway system was evaluated as critically compromised or worse. Civil engineering efforts will be refocused on maintenance and expansion of the hybrid super infrastructure system that weaves together trams, highways, walkways, and skyscrapers into the canopy, high above our city's streets. Reactions to the announcement could be characterized as blasé. It's been years since the subway's last run, and decades since the last run on schedule. Most citizens have long since given up hope on them ever making a comeback. Online chatter barely reacted to the announcement, with most commenters and voters' attention focused instead on the growing investigations into Councilman Long's campaign-financed irregularities. As one of the canopy's mayor backers in City Hall, Long has often found himself at odds with small but vocal group of critics that consider it to be an eyesore and an amplifier of light and noise pollution. And with Long having stepped away from his political duties in order to more fully cooperate with investigators, for the first time in nearly 20 years, the typically rock-steady political foundation of the canopy was looking uncharacteristically shaky going into this week. But with the subways not officially no longer an option, people and corporations alike have little choice for how they complete their morning commute. However, not all reactions to the news have been negative. At least a few bold individuals have seen this latest report as vindication and possibly even a rallying cry. Already considered by many to be a rising star in infrastructure solutions abroad, tech startup otD made headlines last year with their radical proposal for a system of personal submarine taxi pods that could make use of the flooded subway tunnels, but momentum stalled when their first prototype for the city came in at a disappointing 3.359% over budget. Though one council member was quoted as calling their system mind-bogglingly wasteful and impractical in the extreme. In light of this latest announcement, otD has proudly declared their intent to resubmit their proposal package. Across the entire globe, coastal cities like ours have struggled to find civil engineering answers to rising sea levels and subterranean flooding that satisfy financial, practical, and aesthetical concerns. Historically, most scientists have attributed this increase in sea level to climate change, though there are dissenting voices. Can a mod snipe the bot, please? It feels so funny to get sniped by bots in this specific game. For some reason, it's extra funny. Water rises and falls all the time for reasons we do not fully understand. And we too. It appears that you have 0 free articles remaining this month. Please verify your account information in order to continue reading the stories that matter. Thank you. Balls of them, putting the paywall there. As if it's reached for my wallet after having to read a word like aesthetical. Besides, I got a gist of it. The takeaway is that the city will focus its efforts on the canopy. Yay! I can read, guys! Sometimes. There will be increased scrutiny surrounding the canopy now that there is no plan B. It's a massive project with a massive budget. Lines the pocket of a lot of people, big and small. None of them would appreciate bad press at the moment. Not when councilman Long's already thoroughly chilled the waters. What else? An actual police lineup. It's like a walk into a museum. Museums tend to feel expensive. Clean. Dusty, forgotten. Probably lots of impact boxes. This homicide department's more like an attic. Hard to believe they were ever so busy that they had witnesses making IDs in the lobby. Then again, it's hard to believe they were ever doing lineups in the first place. Are you certain? Was it dark? You know that during traumatic military formation is blah blah blah. Poking holes in the setup is feeling like shooting a fish in a barrel on all their billable hours. There's no room to show doubt anymore. And with a model witness can just submit their testimony as a video recording. Assuming they're funded and they automatically file a police report for them. Alright, I've taken all the scenery and learned as much as I can here. Time to get checked in. We put up fine. So far so good. Good morning! Morgan, here for the public defender contract. Morgan is about to be Morgan's birthday. December 26th. Occupation, criminal defense attorney, likes puzzles, smoking, wooden furniture. Dislikes commercials, hairdressers, and jogging. Talent can fall asleep in any position. Coffee decaf, drinks whiskey sour. She's a mood. She's a big mood. Can you please provide your name and... Great! Please stand still for a moment. I wouldn't call intake holes charming. More like harmless. But that's probably what the designers were aiming for. People's mind and queer contour on their tech, so long as it never speaks out of turn. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble placing you. Could you please provide your name and date of birth? So far so good, was it? Say, why don't you just scan my ID card? Great! Now can you just confirm your date of birth for me? Why did I even bother asking? My birthday's on damn ID card and my profile. I have to be a world-class airhead to get this question wrong. No problem. My birthday is... We just saw this. December 26th. Perfect! Good morning, Morgan Counselor. Thank you for your timely arrival and for taking on this public defender contract. If you're ready to speak to your client, you can proceed to counseling quarter 3C. Is that what we're calling it now? You mean the interrogation room? I'm sorry to have caused any confusion. My vocabulary is regularly updated to better reflect state standards. Don't sweat it. I can't keep track of every new euphemism either. We could call it the involuntary wellness check room if you like. It doesn't change the way it makes a person feel, sitting in a stifled box with one-way panels. Nothing to see but their own reflection duly warped across gunmetal walls. ¿Esto tiene categoría, verdad? No. La categoría más cercana era la Ace Attorney. No tiene, de hecho, no hay una categoría para visual novels en general tampoco. Así que en Ace Attorney se queda. Morgan Counselor, can I help you with anything else? Oh yeah, we have choices that advance the story and choices that just give us more options. And depending if we do things right, we get like extra options. So this one is because I answered something right. As you can see, this one advances, these don't. So we're going to go for the ones that don't advance the story first. I notice it's not terribly concerned with the lower wards, but this is a police station. Why is it goddamn rusty? This facility is currently undergoing renovations. Since when? The 60s? It has been 22 months since the timetable was last updated. They really don't see a lot of action around here, do they? I'm sorry for any inconvenience you might have encountered. I'm adaptable. How about you? They were gonna fix that crack? Thank you for asking. It has not interfered with my work. Well, that's all that matters, right? What are you? I'm a smart user interface, proudly sold by Novel Electronics. Thank you for asking. If you're interested, I could send you a link with information about our subscription packages. Should I send you a link with information about our subscription packages? No. Sorry. That was a mean question to ask. That'll be all. Thank you. You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office through the door to your right. Thanks. I think it's just me for now, so you could go on break if you like. Automatic dependents do not take breaks, Morgan Counselor. Automatic dependent, the legal designation for any intelligent electronic entity. Abbreviated as AD and referred to in common conversation as AD or ADS, automatic dependent is a catch-all term encompassing robots, intelligent programs, interactive holograms, and androids. ADs are present both digitally and physically in every industry and nation on the planet, assisting in everything from data management to physical labor. In the mid-21st century, lobbyists pushed through new tax classifications to define intelligent machines that were neither salaried employees nor mere equipment. Because it afforded tax breaks and lighter tariffs, the term became so commonly used that it spread to all branches of the robotics industry, from which point it began to penetrate into everyday speech and pop culture. Some sociologists argue that the term owes its popularity not simply to its brevity and prevalence, but to its ability to draw a distinction between the commonplace, robots, androids, smart UIs, etc., and the internationally illegal, artificial intelligences. Searching for this term might incur an account flag. Read more about how we cooperate with authorities to combat disinformation here. So wait, I don't like the notifications on the phone. Let's go. Then what were you doing before I walked in? You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office through the door to the right. Thank you. Ads don't get breaks, and then don't get my jokes. But it's usually the humorless types that are the most fun to mess with anyway. There we go. A voice. No. Voices coming from down the hall. Probably. Thank God to stop for directions. I will need to empty. The desk clerk just told me to follow the echoes. One voice sounds older, rougher, and decidedly low energy. Appreciate you worrying about me. God forbid I try to be serious. Other brings with youthful indignation. It's not like your job is important or anything. Definitely cops. At this present, this hour, there might be the only two living, breathing people in the whole complex. So why else would you bother to print all that out? One document or 100 looks the same on a database. Anytime you question a suspect, you need to have a heavy file in hand. Makes them think you know him better than your priest, your mother, their weak brother. I wasn't gonna say that. So how many of those sheets were blanked in? No red carpet tonight, officers? Oh, sorry for that, ma'am. We don't keep many extra hands around at these hours. Probably faster to let desk handling take anyway. But mostly cheaper. You're a lawyer? I am! Morgan, Esquire. Pleased to meet you. Same here, Counselor. Crossing London. He's so good. Homicide detective, first class, likes photography, diapers, fangs, dislikes dice, pollen, after hours work messages, mood, listens to podcasts, hobbies pencil sketching, and frequently running late. He's truly a mood. The ball of sunshine here is my partner, Farah Urias. And she's also homicide detective, third class, likes rice, limes, automotive history, dislikes liars, small plates, cheap people, enjoys watching product reviews, bad at games of chance, and right eye is OS Iris Elite 86. Ball of sunshine? She certainly is! Huh? Sorry if you kept waiting. Shadow between the departments has been hectic all night. It's no trouble. Give me time to enjoy my cigarette. Cigarette? Like tobacco? What are you, 80? She can't be more than a few years younger than me. We're the detectives in charge of this particular case. And it looks like tonight, we're also your humble guides to the illustrious homicide department. Apologies in advance for any cobwebs. Pretty sure I've seen this London character around the courthouses before. It never struck me as more than just some old-timer. But I suppose being an old-timer is an accomplishment in and of itself in his profession. Sunshine is definitely in your face though. Rigid in her posture and her attitude. 3 in the morning and her shirt still looks ironed. Freshly promoted maybe? 2 whole detectives working at these hours? Sounds serious. Unless you were just the first to arrive on the scene? No, we're not nearly that timely. Uniforms responding to the emergency calls within a few minutes. Calls, plural. Must have been quite a commotion. Look around. You think we're the first to arrive for anything? She's not wrong. We're only tapped after circumstances at the scene indicated involvement with an ongoing investigation. Our ongoing investigation. Not very subtle, is she? But I might as well bite at this point. So you suspect that this client of mine is involved in some separate criminal activity? Wait, did they really not? No, I guess they wouldn't put it in a public defender's briefing. Look, consider this a little professional courtesy. A fire warning, yeah? That's the heartbreak killer in the room. And we've got the bastard dead to rights. So if you're kind, you'll help him play it out. If you're smart, you'll pass this shitstorm to some other night owl and go back to bed. I'm not feeling particularly kind or smart at the moment. So perhaps in the meantime, in the moment, you'd be so polite as to fill me in about this heartbreak killer? The cover utilities of the rock you live under? Is there a problem? You're seriously not familiar with HK? Never heard of him. I've heard the name of him for a lifetime. The name has blasted all over the city for weeks. The crimes wavering between breaking news and urban legend. The presumed goals flip-flopping from an adulterated anarchy to unappreciated vigilantism. The street corners, in media, on the net. Everyone's indulging in the exact kind of armchair detective speculation that he can't stand. Right now, I need to figure out exactly how much the police do or don't know. And when it comes to cops, I always get better results playing dumb than I do acting smart. I take it he's a repeat offender? Was it the killer part that tipped you off? You must have at least heard about his MO. Media's go crazy with it. Along with everyone else. 1 bullet straight through the heart. Body left to die where it falls. Hence the name Heartbreak. No. Occupation criminal. Likes killing. Dislikes getting caught. Pop color. Probably red. Zodiac sign. Probably not into astrology. Reward suspended due to influx of false reports. Not exactly creative, but I mean it's the thrill of every other hardware article out there, catching us on Trump's originality. What you won't read about is online is that all 6 of 8 case victims were shot by the same gun. We don't even need him to reload. Horrible to say, I know, but 6 for 6? That's pretty good shooting, isn't it? Hitting the bullseye at the shooting range is good shooting. But it's 6 times in a row is great. But shooting 6 people with accuracy like that? It's a whole different beast. It takes a certain kind of monster, a real freak. Spools probably didn't even rise. I see. You almost make him sound like a machine. Is it possible that... No, it's not. It's not your thing to kill robots, madam. Of course, a mistake. So all those androids marching in the military, those robots patrolling in police uniforms, those drones dropping fire bombs from the sky, I guess they're all firing blanks. Fair enough. Machines can kill, and it happened for decades, but they don't commit murder. Right. Evil like heartbreak is all organic. That's a pretty terrifying thought. I should really start paying more attention to the news. How I managed to make 6 murders. Wow, you can always blame yourself for missing 5. Pardon? You're still not getting it? Each case 6 victims was found a few hours ago, when we caught the son of a bitch red-handed. So you're convinced that my client is his heartbreak killer, and tonight was just his latest crime. That's a serious accusation, with very serious consequences. I take it you have serious evidence to back that up? I was being literal, counselor. Red-handed. We found your client. He was covered in her blood. Well, that's not good, is it? What you say certainly sounds compelling. Is that lawyer talk for open and shit? But even if that's the case, how does one crime scene make him look good for 6 murders? It's older in the discovery files. And the arcs, of course. Show result for augmented reality crime scene. Augmented reality crime scene, abbreviated as ARCs, is an investigative tool in which data harvested by sensors worn on first responders is used to reconstruct a digital copy of a pristine crime scene. Programmed and distributed by a small number of tech corporations and frequently modified or even personalized by local municipalities, ARC systems are used by every major police force, most insurance investigations, and many law firms. After its introduction in the early 2060s, the technology briefly came under public scrutiny when the independent news organization United Media Casters released a series of reports claiming that ARC's data was regularly edited by corrupt officials to erase state secrets. These reports were later found to be fake, and UMC was exposed as the subsidiary of a cell corporation within Lambda Work Solutions, who were marketing a number of alternatives to ARC's technology at the time. Board members of Lambda denounced the actions of State Cell and offered assistance to their former competitors in suing leadership at UMC, with the proceeding and settlements in those lawsuits remain sealed. You're in the local net on your phone and I'll turn over everything you need. I'll bet. Thanks for that, detective. I'll be sure to read it over. But if it's all the same, glad you choose some questions while I've got you here. The hell kind of attorney wants to interview the detectives? This kind of attorney, you're just that pleasant. Come on, sunshine. Not like we're gonna have you punching out anytime soon, right? Whatever. Let your clients stew in interrogation all night for all I care. You mean the counseling quarters? We're at your disposal, counselor. An ace kind of attorney. Of course. Good one. Baron, stark and inviting. This must be Ray's desk. Keeping the workstation neat and tidy is unbearable, but can't spot a single mode of personalization. Is she so new that she hasn't had time to unpack? Or is she really that uptight and boring? Both, maybe. Shouldn't have cleaned up so much just for a little old me, except London. Someone really needs to introduce this guy to a filling system. Or maybe just a stapler. Paper documents scattered about lazily, alongside actual photographs. Either he's really old-fashioned or really paranoid with data leaks. And he doesn't look like the paranoid type. Well, orderliness aside, some things are very inappropriate. Aren't you even dead? Loose wires, missing panels, an aircon system that probably sweats more than the people it's supposed to cool. No room in the budget for making the offices not look like shit, huh? I expected to find a lot of belts hiding in the homicide, but I didn't think their operation would be these bare bones. Got a stunning clearance rate when they work fast. Guess the city sees that and just assumes their job is easy. Maybe their job is easy, but with our dear and doting surveillance state eliminating so much of the good work. But if your wheels don't squeak, you don't get your palms greased. So homicide ends up at the only state department with a shrinking budget. A dumping grounds for the police force's most ambitious and least popular. The reading. Latest novel androids receive warm welcome. Bolstered by a strong earnings report and surging sales of the Animate 16, novel electronics stock rose a stunning 3% this week to a new record high. While Noble's latest iteration has yet to surpass the sheer popularity of its predecessors, an increased profit margin has left Noble's shareholders very enthused. Many investors were skeptical when, at their now infamous 2084 trade convention, Noble announced that the 16th line will be the first generation of androids to feature over 50% organic components. So-called warm androids, which at the time only saw demand in the health, senior, and childcare sectors, were looked down upon as impractical due to increased maintenance costs, cuts, scratches, bruises, and the like. And while some critics voiced concerns that French religious or traditionalist groups might find warm androids controversial, more business-focused minds feared that Noble was alienating its customers in the industrial and military sectors in order to cater to civilian consumers, users that viewed their androids from across the room and not from above the factory floor. However, as has often been the case in the last decade, Noble's doubters were proven wrong. The Animate 16 is poised to break profitability records with no signs of slowing down, and many industry analysts predict that these once rare organic androids will completely replace their more robotic predecessors in daily life within the next 3 to 5 years. As described in the earnings report, much of the 16th line's success, and indeed the success of Noble's androids in general, can be attributed to the remarkable, lifelike, personable charm of their products, and by all accounts, that charm can be attributed to the work of Noble's famed lead programmer, Dr. David Asher. Let me drink a little bit of water. Everyone drink water. Lead programmer is the understatement of the century, said Noble brand ambassador Lucy Dees on stage on their latest #Noble Industry Weekend. It's because of its Turing solution that every Noble product, from the sleekest assistants to the most advanced intensive care technicians, are so beloved and trusted by our customers. While his reputation was on full display at the event, Dr. Asher himself was nowhere to be seen. He's always been reclusive, but he's become a genuine hermit in recent years. Are we really to believe he's still... Hey fam, looks like you're not logged into this device. Wanna put in your account info so we can help keep you reading? He's serious again. It's no wonder them spit without it landing on a piece of novel tech these days. Especially know where the sits involved. Don't know if they'll bite when it comes to warm androids though. For government users, just... All androids undergo wear and tear, especially if they're directing traffic or suppressing crowds. The swarm androids bleed pink all over themselves every time they take a rocket cheek. It's just an endless stream of bad photo ops waiting to happen. Okay, nothing else jumps out at me around here. Also, before I continue, the first time that I played through this episode, like off stream, if after every article I swear to God, at least like 30 seconds second doubting myself. Being like, wait, did I read right? Are these the actual facts? And like thinking back to the article and asking myself again and then answering. And then my partner played through at least this chunk of the episode before I streamed. So I also saw him reply these, so that's why I remember them so clearly. But you will see me be slower, especially after episode 1 actually started. I've got a better idea of who I'm dealing with at least. Now I need to check out the crime scene data. I should have been sent a link. You've been granted access to state file regarding this case KL4335511. Reply C to confirm. Confirm. You need to reply C in order to confirm. Am I talking to a person? I am an automated dependent. Ads are usually more polite. Our personalities are tailored to suit our users' preferences. The state likes you to be a little authoritarian. You need to reply C. C. It's case sensitive. C. Thank you. Link. Alright, if I project from my phone. And these are so cool. I love these. Alright. Let's see what the police have and what they think is important. The victim's body. Cause of death, malicious trauma, class 4 blood loss, atrium and aorta, single gunshot wound to the heart. In brief, death was instantaneous, no injuries anywhere else, and no blood or skin on her nails. Blood splatter, forensics, and all the other good stuff tells him that she was shot from there. So the killer was standing in the doorway when they fired. Time of death 9 PM. While we're ready, said. Single bullet pierced the subject's sternum, left atrium and aorta. That was instantaneous. There's some handwriting at the bottom of the scan document. Same handiwork as previous 5. Left message to confirm ballistic match 2. Very badly written. The murder weapon, a revolver, found right next to the body. 6-chambered 10mm revolver, well maintained but old. Has flat left hand fingerprints on it. 6 empty casing found in each of the 6 chambers, meaning the gun's been fired 6 times. Looks like the crime scene techs practically disassembled the damn thing. But all they found were fingerprints belonging to my client. So he was found by the police with the murder weapon right in front of the body. Didn't even know where to start. Highly prejudicial move, yeah. Stand-up mirror, shattered and knocked over. Real glass, no screens or cameras here. It's hit hard enough to come and attack, unattached from its arm, while shards of glass were scattered far enough to land on the victim's body. Piece of glass from a broken standing mirror found at the crime scene said the mirror was a low-tech furnishing with no digital components to pull data from. It with enough force to scatter shards of glass onto the victim's body. What a mess. Seems like this vase got tossed aside at some point. And yet there's not a scratch in it. Must be pretty damn durable. Is it not supposed to be delicate? Maybe it's making a statement. It's all the big ticket items. What of the security? Looks like the apartment was locked all night. It's not uncommon for people their age in a neighborhood like this. With no signs of forced entry, only hurts in the client's case. What about the rest of the room? There's not much else flagged here. Just a long chair that got thrown in. And whatever that is. Unidentified ceramic debris? Ceramic debris of indeterminate origin found at the crime scene. Found on the far side of the room by the western window. Technician's note. Flag as irrelevant on next pass. Flag as irrelevant? They're a technical assassin? Guess I've been the crime scene text aren't sure what to make of it. Okay. That's everything that the police highlighted. Did I miss anything? What the hell is that? Something the victim's head? How the hell did... it's just a pill organizer. One brand of pill organizer found in the victim's grasp contains a number of prescription and over-the-counter medications, including immune adjusters, NSAIDs, and tripryxazone, prescribed to reduce moderate to severe discomfort arising from mod sensitivity complications. The case's clasps are surprisingly difficult to open. Oh, the vase. An unremarkable ceramic vase found knocked over at the crime scene. Weighty and sturdy, it remains featureless even after being tossed. Looks like some immune adjusters and says tripryxazone, a synthetic glucocorticoid medication, taken daily to reduce rejection symptoms like phantom pain and generalized itch. The autopsy said her talk screen was clear, but it's not like it matters. She could have sold every medicine cabinet in the city and it still wouldn't change the cause of death. It's odd, but ultimately irrelevant. Everything else here is all very incriminating, but the kicker's everything that's not here. Not a place DNA, footprints, crumbs. Internet of Things. Internet of Things refers to the network data sharing that goes on between all the countless electronics that we monitor ourselves with. Phones, computers, security systems, biofeedback devices, body modifications, prosthetics, and of course, automated dependents, all comprise small but vital parts of this network. Without IoT's ability to collect, process, and share information, massive opportunity costs build up as individuals, governments, and private businesses miss out on the valuable insight that data has to offer. The first time that I saw this, I was like, government street pass, you know? One of the coolest ways that IoT improves our lives is through the usage of crumbs, small pockets of data containing your one unique identifying information. Throughout your day, as your own IoT devices say hi to other devices, they'll leave behind crumbs as a parting gift. Street pass! Crumbs allow for paperless identification and payment and help the government manage human and vehicular traffic. Crumbs let you see where you've been so that you can see where you should go. Want to start leaving crumbs right away? Don't worry, crumbs are enabled by default. Not interested in sponsored search results? See further with a premium account. Nothing that points toward anyone except my client. Well, I've done more with less before, but not much more. I'm really gonna have to sing for my supper this time. Better get started. Who the hell's messaging me at this time of night? First person who comes to mind is... I suppose it could be something important. But couldn't wait until morning. Good news, of course. Got a job for you. That's a pretty dear way to tell me you violated parole. Not that kinda job. Besides, I've been covering my tracks. This is something different. Kind of thing I can't handle with just a keyboard and fishing ski. I need you to sue my gym teacher. Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. Hey, at least let me finish. Palaru olagu. What did they do? They make me run laps. Not illegal. Let me finish. They made me run laps? Even though I said I had a stomach. Sad. Gotta be like youth encouragement. Brave indifference on some kind of shit. Sounds like you already got a strong case. Try self-representing this time. What's with the blow-off? Nice phrasing! Oh wow, I'm laughing so hard right now. See? Is that your mugshot? I wasn't gonna not get a copy of a mugshot. Yes, that's gender, TL. And use it as a reaction. Glad you found your use case. But I'm working right now, so... Anything cool? Homicide. Oh, cringe. Wait, what kind of homicide? Is it HVK? Is that the kind of morbid thing kids your age talk about? Teens my age. And yeah, we can read. Compared to the corrupt shit in the headlines, old-fashioned murder on her TV is like quaint. It's not heartbreak. Then why do you take the job? You see the 80% conviction rate as a challenge or something? You taking up Laskas, prove nose work? It's pro bono. That was autocorrect. You know, they give literal homework for a reason, right? This is borderline concerned nagging. Maybe you really are a bleeding heart. Or just a sucker. I'm not a sucker. Nice phrasing. You should go to bed, friend. Tomorrow's Sunday. I can stay up if I want. Tomorrow is Sunday. Because today is Saturday. What's the carb DM shit? It's nearly 4 a.m., kid. You got school in like 3 hours. Shit! Hello, Moshe-chan. Repeat offenders might be good for business. But that kid's bad for my blood pressure. Important text message, I take it? Just your typical teenage drama. So then, if you wouldn't mind filling me in on a few details. Okay, so let's do Android Cyclops first. By the way, I couldn't help but notice that you're light on stuff. It's 3 in the morning? Were you expecting a parade? I thought there'd be at least a few androids around. There aren't many androids in any police station this week. Not while the brass is renegotiating contracts. Contracts with Noble? I guess. Hardly. They're the biggest body corp there is. Still all day in the center city without leaving their office's shadow. Yes, we're very fortunate to have the headquarters here. Save us some money with shipping at least. But these talks never last so long. I'm sure we'll be back to writing checks for Noble ads by the end of the month. Even with Noble pushing those warm androids? Warm, yeah. Might as well call it the adult line. Might see I'm in the bigger departments that are out on patrol, but not around these offices. Warm or cold, there's no such thing as an android detective. Yet. Yeah? You really think that'll happen? We already use that for patrolling, securing the scene, classifying crowds. Nothing like that big of a stretch to me. You're joking, right? Android detectives? With all the pain we go through getting witnesses to talk to us? With your warm personality? I can't imagine. A cop knocks on your door, starts asking questions. You're gonna be put in a bad mood. An ad knocks on your door, calls you a degenerate criminal in a city-sized voice loud enough for the whole neighborhood to hear. You're gonna start posting shit that'll get you put in a list. Well, we certainly don't want that. The flesh and blood witnesses are becoming less and less common anyway. Cameras, sensors, satellites, we already get all our facts from machines. Give it a few more years, it might make sense to let machines do the investigating too. The union would... The police union wouldn't let that happen. Just didn't have specified. It's the only real union there is anymore. So, how about the basics? What exactly has my client been charged with? Your client, Carlos Baker-Platt, was arrested on the scene at 9:50 p.m. Oh, here we go. And July 8th, charge first-degree homicide, criminal record, civil disturbance, for, times 2. I can't read it English. No charges registered at birth, modifications industrial, class 4, known affiliates, pending physical level fee. No, that's not physical. Psychic? Phys? Both, maybe? Pending. Also, we had ICAC data. Using his middle name already? They really do think he's a serial killer. The charge being the first-degree murder of his girlfriend, a Miss Diane Dawn. The victim, Diane Dawn, was a 27-year-old agricultural genetics researcher for Pedigree Laboratories. Found shot through the heart in the bedroom of the apartment she shares with prime suspect Carlos Platt. No known connection with previous HK victims. First degree? That's increasingly rare. To say the least. It's rare for us to get handed anything but crimes as passion around here. City's got damn more cameras than people. So you're gonna be really, really stupid to try and get away with murder. Well, Harvard's gotten away with it 6 times. So what's that make him? 5 times! And that makes him insane! I was gonna go with extraordinary. Let's split the difference and say he's extraordinarily insane. But nudges like that are renowned for their ability to think ahead. So what makes you think this was premeditated? How about the fact that he stalked and killed 5 other women as warm-up? A warm-up? 5 previous villains, 5 previous victims. None of them knew each other, lived near each other, worked in the same fields. Weeks of digital autopsies scrolling up and down their online profiles. A post-mortem examination of an individual's electronic footprint. The law enforcement process of locating, bypassing authentication on, and investigating all of a deceased individual's online profiles, commonly used to seek out possible connections to suspect or other victims. The widely utilized practice has been scrutinized in the past by some privacy advocates, but many victims' families who lack the ability to find, let alone access, all of their deceased loved ones' accounts argue for its necessity. Comparable processes are offered as a paid service by some legal or funerary groups to help next of kin recover or delete sensitive personal data. At times, These services have been marketed as a defense against data criminals attempting to steal the identities of the dead before their accounts are wiped by state processes. Users also frequently search for grave calling, how to stop stolen identity, how to delete dead profile. Nothing. So the serial killer chooses his victims at random? If they have nothing in common. Yeah, nothing in common at all. Other than that they all look like cousins. The physical similarities are striking. All 5 prior victims were young women with brown hair and eyes, about the same height, comparable weight. Well, those features aren't exactly uncommon. Could it be a coincidence? You really believe that you should quit your job and start buying lotto tickets? HK's got himself type. Anyone can see that. You really want to try and tell me you don't see the resemblance? A young woman, brown hair, brown eyes. Can't tell how tall she's from a portrait, but I can take the hint. So you think... what, exactly? That Carlos Flat wanted to kill his girlfriend so badly he went out and shot 5 other women first? Hey, if the shoe fits... The shoe fits? Then you put the shoe on the... What sunshine means is that it's not uncommon for killers to display their violence from people close to them onto outlets with fewer consequences. Drifters, loners, strangers, workers. He was probably building up nerve for tonight by first practicing on this other similar one. Or he's just so far gone that he can't tell the difference anymore. It's not the worst theory in the world, but it doesn't fit. I want to claim that those previous victims were practice runs, dress rehearsals for tonight's main event. But if that were the case, there had been signs of hesitation, nerves, there had been mistakes, on top of which, guns are impersonal, execution shots even more so. There's no sadism or hatred or intimacy in a single bullet to the heart. Killing your girlfriend or her lookalikes usually is, if nothing else, a lot less sterile, if you ask me. It's Morgan Tuesday! Hi, Temple Trickster. Checking my phone here, and I have to say, you've done a pretty admirable job keeping details HK's crimes a secret. Hey there! It looks like you're trying to search for a term related to an ongoing investigation. Until authorities have made their findings public, results might be heavily curated or temporarily unavailable. Read more about how we cooperate with authorities to combat disinformation here. I've been looking forward so much to episode 2, and I haven't even played episode 1 yet. I already played episode 0 off stream, but I was immediately hooked. I'm so happy that I got the keys to play these. The less reputable sites are doing some real journalistic acrobatics trying to piece together a story. Yeah, top 11 theories on who hurt HK was a real weighty read. It's not just journalists though. All kinds have been emboldened. The freaks that HK's managed to bring out of the woodwork in just a few weeks. Can you blame them though? I mean, it's a genuine serial killer. Repeat offenders in general are an endangered species, but he's gotten away with... We know what he's gotten away with. Take a look around us, detective. National DNA Registry is robust enough that cases never go cold. Cameras in every street, phone in every citizen. Violent crime at an all-time low and clearance rates at all-time highs. But you just put some alt-pol bullshit about invasion of privacy? No, I'm not. People are safer now than at any other time in history, detectives. It's an incredible vertical slice indeed, yes. So when someone like Heartbreak does come along... Good point. London's trying to look like he can laugh it off. The pressure from the higher-ups is what's been reaching its peak. They want, maybe need, to see someone charged. And that makes them predictable. Yeah, well... Even if there's nothing standard about HK, Department SOP still dictates we serve the media for case details. That way, when we do feed them, they're grateful for whatever scraps they get. But we can't take all the credit this time around. Homicide's tight-knit and tight like that. It's not like there's much information for us to leak in the first place. And why's that? Because none of the shootings were caught on the Optim crime surveillance system. The Optim crime surveillance system, abbreviated as Optics, is a partnership program between the state and private enterprises that allows for the free sharing of surveillance and security data to, quote, better promote and preserve public safety, unquote. Accessible through state employee logins or private partner accounts, Optics' Smart UI allows users to search through and collate footage from a city of tens of millions in just a few simple keystrokes. Optics is frequently cited in state reports as one of the most effective tools for reducing crime, and footage from Optics often serves as key evidence in criminal proceedings, where it is considered admissible by default. See People versus One. Users also frequently search for public safety measures in my area and daily security level. How is that even possible? I know that there are some rough areas in the lower wards, but Optics is watching every other street in the entire city. You're saying you haven't seen this figure on camera once? You think we'd have let them kill 6 people if we did? I understand your concern, but Optics is only what it says in the name. Private surveillance systems signing up to feed the state security network. The big corpus speak is written with such incredibility that it's hilarious, right? I love how much personality all of the phone descriptions, like, they have layers of disdain on them. It's great. It's not perfect. It's another one of the many public safety tools in our belt. It's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to help us solve crimes, or at least act as a deterrent. One would hope so. Fetchings. Deterrents are for war rooms and board meetings. Anyone crazy or desperate enough to commit a crime in a city like this couldn't care less about anything as vague as the consequences of their actions. It's like a safety blanket, one with very few holes left in it. But it does have holes. Patching up those remaining holes takes effort, and that effort usually means reviewing the system. There's all kind of technical details and job bureaucracy involved. But the end result is that there are occasional, localized blackouts, and the math used to schedule them is not impossible to predict. I see. But those windows of opportunity are small and short. Taking advantage of them requires specific knowledge. You need to be involved in law enforcement, pub data, or city planning. They have mentioned it if my client was a cop, and they wouldn't have needed a public defender either. Files is a model for heavy mass manipulation, not tech interfacing, so that just leaves city planning. So does he work construction for the city? HQ's only ever struck at times and locations where Optics will be down. Even with the devil's own luck. Ah! The devils! It can't possibly be a coincidence. Wait, so you're saying when this woman was killed? Yeah. There was a blackout from around 8 to 9 tonight. Right on schedule, so to speak. And it included the area surrounding the victim's apartment. Well, what about DNA from the other crime scenes. Was my client a match? There's been no blood, no saliva, no suspect DNA at any of the crime scenes. No footage and no forensics? Also no motives, tampering, or witnesses. It's been like hunting a damn ghost. We didn't even have a murder weapon. Until now. Finally, a lucky break from the boys in blue. Scanners, scams, drones, forensics. No matter how you dress it up with tech, all detective work relies on one basic assumption. People make mistakes. I love replaying this. Bridge gives the kind of monster who doesn't make mistakes. Only reason we haven't caught him tonight was because he finished what he had set out to do all along. So was my client on the list of suspects before tonight? Weren't you listening? There was no list of suspects. Questions from exes, a few CIs, someone even spoke to one or two unlisted at some point. Nothing came of it. There was talk about starting with some kind of cyberpunk or something, but I've never expected much to come of that. It's just not enough there to work with. In other words, the only thing they could have to link my client to the scaling system murder weapon. Hold on, directed to the estilo. No estoy viendo nada. El episodio 0, pero sí. De hecho, me demoré en empezar porque me fui a dibujarlo. Si no hubiera empezado como una hora antes. Cacanjoso la keystone when the rest of their case should start to come loose as well. So the time of death was 9 p.m. on the autopsy, but they have a timeline for the rest of the night's event. Can't trust much of what comes out of his mouth, but we've managed, thanks to less biased sources. And we're pretty confident on what we've been able to piece together from their statements. So they interviewed witnesses? Sincerely similar to real police work. The suspect and his girlfriend were arguing loudly with one another starting at 8 p.m. Neighbors were really very clear about that part. Couldn't wait to tell us all about the happy couple's domestic problems. Everyone in the building knew they'd been fighting for weeks, but to probably gather from what you saw in the arcs, it was a struggle. Furniture turned over, glass shattered. Things got quiet sometime before 9 p.m. And then here's a gunshot. Scrubbers are still scrubbing, looking for audio from the area to get a timestamp. Scrubbing refers to the process of micro-scrapping all unencrypted data in a given time and place. Refers to the process, time frame and location range for evidence of a crime, an increasingly common technique for police departments, corporate investigators, and occasionally public relation firms. While the brute force work is performed by automated dependents, either digital or physical, experienced human supervisors must establish strict search constraints in order to produce usable results. Interest in the practice spiked when Senator Bancroft positioned it as a key pillar of his party's law and order platform, but pollings indicated voters rarely held a strong opinion on the process, and the topic has since faded from political discourse. But we heard from enough concerned citizens to be pretty damn sure about the time. Right, emergency services got a burst of calls from the block shortly after 9 p.m. No one seemed to recognize the sound for what it was, but the silence that followed was pretty universally alarming. Officers arrived in the street at 8 p.m., established a perimeter, entered through the open front door at 9:10 p.m., and then they find their client, crouched over his dead girlfriend, his hand covered in her blood. The coat the suspect was wearing when taken into custody, taken by lab techs for additional analysis, but initial tests showed blood on the left sleeve matches that of the victim. At which point they moved to secure the scene, and and the suspect. Sorry, did you say his hand? Singular? Your client's modded. Cybernetic right arm. Body notifications, aka mods, is a term that may refer to cybernetic prosthetics, artificial implants, neural enhancements, or any combination of the above. While body modifications have been seen throughout history and across a wide range of cultures, the modern body modification movement is differentiated by a shift from intrinsic factors, expression or identity, to extrinsic motivators, job opportunities, technological benefits, improvements in physical or mental ability. Historically, mods have been classified based on which section of the user's spinal cord the interfacing occurs at, thoracic, lumbar, or cervical, but this system does not account for mods which interact directly with the human brain. The increased prevalence of so-called above-the-neck modding in recent years has led to several corporations and medical organizations proposing their own new classification systems, but so far none have gained mod traction. Users also frequently search for, can you return mods? Can you undo mod surgery? Best review of neural implants, 2086. How modded are we talking about here? Registered with a Hale A5 headless, industrial grade, looks like. Boasts an impressive combination of grip strength, dexterity, and low cost of maintenance. The success of it and its sister products went a long way towards securing state contracts for Hale Industries. Says his spec for dexterous manipulation of up to Class 4 KPA, which is a minimum grip strength of, well, basically, he could crush your neck without even gritting his teeth. Considering a career change? No, it's not that. It's just your eye must be very sensitive for you to put the patch back on each time. And here I thought you just had a 40-year-old sense of fashion. You think Kof would call her dominant eye because it was fashionable? I actually thought the same thing the first time we met. What? But getting back on track. That arm of his has been in the shop for some time now. He can't work without it when it got tight. The arguing? Yeah. When did he put his arm in for repairs? 8 days before his first victim was killed. Well, no chance they'll be willing to chalk that up to coincidence. Your client was arrested on the scene after a preliminary scan found his fingerprints on the revolver, and no one else's. A revolver? What kind? The old kind. The real old kind. Hi Isaac, thank you so much! More specifically, a caliber M54, whose fingerprint matches Carlos Baker Flat's left hand with 99.91% certainty. Definitely marks match the bullet which pierced the victim with 99.97% certainty. And a lot of certainty. No matches to any other archived forensic data as far as back as 2015. Culver? How retro. Culver Firearms Inc. Manufacturer of civilian firearms from 2031 to 2062 when it was brought out by Thortec, an acquisitions group specializing in security and national defense. Now a subsidiary of the Lockton Defense Corporation. I give up with that. Though no guns have borne the Culver branding since production halted in 2060, the once iconic brand was briefly revived in 2071 Q2 with a series of video game memorabilia tie-in promotions meant to increase in-game item sales, before being discontinued in Q3 for failing to increase in-game item sales. You don't know half of it. We're talking steel chamber, real gunpowder, mechanical firing, no tags. No tags? Who is that? So what are we talking here? 24/7 location data, timestamp trigger pulls, safety codes to owner biometrics. For the past 3 decades, stacks made shooting crimes very unambiguous. So you're claiming my client used some kind of antique to commit these crimes? How else do you think he'd haven't gotten away with this 500 times? If you tried to buy a gun legit, you'd probably fail the very first psych check. And even jailbreaking pieces are only good for so long before update withdrawal sets in. So then M54, that's model year 2054. A 30-year-old gun. Well, that sure complicates things, doesn't it? In some ways, sure. The pre-tag in firearms are rare. But in less than 1,000 of them left in the whole country. If you're still compatible bullets, the ammunition would have... The ammunition would have to be over 30 years old too. The novelty of his weapon has kept us in the dark so far. But now that we have our hands on it, it's gonna put him away for good. Archive department complained loud as hell about how deep they had to dig. But with the protocols they found, the techs were able to match the rifling marks on all 6 bullets to the gun your client was found with. Rifling marks? Bullets from guns that are marked by the barrels shaped. So if all 6 bullets had the same rifling marks, we know that they were all 5 of the same gun. It's not as plug and play as thugs are, but it's equally precise science, I assure you. And if that's not damning enough, spend casings from the other 5 shootings were still in the chamber, without even needing to reload. The caliber your client was found with is the gun HK used to kill 6 women. No way to lawyer around that. An untagged gun. Being anywhere near a weapon like that could warrant your arrest. Being found by the police over a dead body with an untagged gun used at 5 other crime scenes. It's just... To summarize then, you believe that my client fought verbally, then physically with his girlfriend, and then he retrieved his weapon and shot her? Yeah, pretty much. How did he look when the officers found him? Guilty? How was his affect? Quiet, detached, stiff? Not exactly the picture of a grieving partner. That reaction might have lost in point with the cops, but beyond that, people react to loss in all kinds of unusual ways. And so long as the police are suspicious of you, there's no right way to grieve. Thanks for the chat, detectives. I think I understand the background well enough now. Candidly, I see the same strokes you do, and the picture it paints isn't pleasant. But even so, it seems a bit unrefined to be brought before a judge, don't you think? Hey, it's only your job to catch the bastard. The DA is the one who gets the conviction. Besides, we're not exactly gonna have to work hard to convince anyone of his guilt. And why is that? Because we found a handwritten confession on his desk. Well, that's, unexpected. I'm sorry. You're not telling me that he wrote a confession? Hasn't been verified? Not yet. You have to muscle past everyone in fraud and disinfo to get to the front of the line. Why bother? They're not scouring his fingerprints. They're scalping discovery data, but I should warn you, it doesn't exactly mean for live reading. I'll have to manage somehow. I need to see this confession for myself. Sorry for everything. Can't say it enough. I didn't mean to hurt you or do what I did. Did not want any of it to happen. I can stay in control when I get mad. When I'm not in control, I hurt people without meaning to. Wish I hadn't broken them. Didn't mean to at first. But I was hurting. Wanted you to hurt too, but didn't want to hurt you. Words are enough, I know that now. I take responsibility and do what I've been avoiding. Please forgive me. That was difficult to read. Barely legible, in fact. Well, got a spin on that? No need. But it's a confession. Not a confession that he signed, though, is it? Not yet. And not one he intends to sign anytime soon, considering that he asked for representation. Yeah, the most wanted man in the city asked for a lawyer, and got you. Guess you're both lucky. Hardly. I just happened to be awake when the call went out. And I'm not so flush with work that I can afford to turn tail now. So if you don't mind, I'd like to go and speak with my client. What? He's not still handcuffed in there, is he? Look, counselor, with all due respect, we have strong evidence pointing that the man being responsible for 6 murders. 2 hours or so in cuffs isn't cruel or unusual, and that's for your safety as well. It's kind of you to worry that Abdul will be in any danger. He's killed 6 women. None of them were redheads. Seriously though, I'd like to speak with him alone now. Camera's off, if you don't mind. Mic's on or off is your call, counselor. We'll be watching the feed from right outside in case anything happens. And the cuff, that is, stays on. That worried about me? How generous. Yeah, my eyeballs practically blinding. Gross. I'll start up the unlock cycle. Counselor, just one last word of advice. If you have any interest in his well-being, I suggest you have him sign a confession. Not a bad idea. I do get paid either way. But the defense part of defense attorney isn't just for show, detective. I mean it. 6 people dead is one thing, but he's also caused weeks of widespread terror and public unrest. Put it another way, he's made the state look bad. That's a capital crime if there ever was one. And even if the death penalty is not actually on the table these days, I can guarantee he's not gonna like whatever rehabilitation plan they draw up for him. Look, I've seen the virtual work release program in person and it's... Hey there! Due to ongoing controversy following the suspected suicide of inmate Jay Kelly, search results for this term are temporarily blocked. Read more about how we cooperate with authorities to combat this information here. Being challenged before the Supreme Court. Yeah, sometime in the next decade maybe. Just remember, a plea deal might feel like a loss for you, but if it keeps in from well, that's probably a win for your client, right? Prison sentences are generally lighter for those who plead guilty. That much is true. It saves the court a great deal of time and money, and they show their gratitude with reduced sentencing. But no one will ever be grateful towards the heartbreak killer. And if we are going into the interrogation room, not yet. Anyone convicted for killing 6 people, they'll never rest their mind another day in their life. We are. Okay. With 3:35 a.m. June 5th, 2086. We're going to save here. We're going to save here. Right, I have a lot of files. Let's use this one. Yeah. That was an hour and a half. It could have taken less or more, I guess. That's good for how many difficult words there were. But thank you everyone for coming to the first half of episode 0. I'm unsure when I'll continue the next part of the episode, probably after Christmas, because tomorrow we got tomorrow and the day after we got Stellan class going on. I'll be starting around 11 a.m. my time, at most after midday. Free drawings, Discord notifications, you got the whole deal. Next time we'll also get a special guest coming in for Carlos, so look forward to that. And if... Oh, hola Seba, Ciao, Seva. So thank you so much for coming. And if you liked what you saw, if you are interested on the game and don't want to wait, episode 0 is free. It's a free demo. You can wishlist slash buy the episode 1 and or 2 on Steam. This is an indie game. It's very appreciated for devs if you show your interest in it. It's also very cheap and it was on sale last week. I'm unsure if it's on sale right now. It may not be on sale because episode 2 came out today. But if you liked whatever that you saw, tell the team, tag them on Blue Sky, speak about the game if you like it, because indie games live or die by word of mouth, and you're just starting to see how great this is. Like I adored episode 0. I already played it off stream. I mentioned when we started, but I feel like from here on out it all picks up, and I know that the front is a little front loaded with a lot of terms and interruptions with the phone, but it's such an interesting world building and I love the characters. So thank you everyone for coming yet again. Hope you have a nice night, a nice Christmas. See you tomorrow for everyone that's coming for the free drawings. We are going to raid. Let's see if there's anyone actually playing oftheDevil. That will be very funny. I will need to search through tag because we don't have a category for this. But okay, no. We're just gonna go find someone that I follow then. It didn't show me anyone. Some art is always a good thing. Oh, there's a lot of people doing art right now. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna leave you guys with a whiplash of a mood with Adi. Adi is doing some drawings as well. She looks very festive. So we're gonna go there. Thank you everyone again. Love you guys. Hope you have a good night and goodbye.